here are the reconstructions for my 665 official Square-1 average, which placed me 5th in the world. Alright, so first scramble was kite left fist, so I set it up to kite scallop, but I knew that I would need to do it like 2 gen. So I started like this, and then a -2 on top, and then a -1 on top, and then did a 2 like this, and then that, and then U prime. And now I got to OBL. This is Squid Hammer, which is a really nice 4 slicer. This is like the head of the squid, and the first step to solving Squid Hammer is to cross the head of the squid over the slice like that, like a D prime. And then after you do that, you just do a -2, 1, and then an F, which is -1, -4, like that. And then for PBL, this is pretty nice. It's an 8 slicer S adjacent. So I held it like this with the S blocks in the back and the adjacent align just kind of in the front like this. And so I did PJ, PJ. And then I knew I would have to do a U2 on the S perm into JJ. And then just a D ABF. Alright, so for the second solve, this was my worst one. I got like an 8.45. It's the bad alg, so it's 2 slices to shield square. And so I start with a down slice like this, and then a 4 on bottom, and then I just solved square shield like this, slash 1 on bottom, slash D, slash. And from here I got squid, squid. This is a 5 slicer, and there's only like 1 squid, squid, so I just use an algorithm basically. And it goes like this. And once you get to the last slice, you have to figure out how to put your correct top color on top. And so I kind of had to cancel into slash U2D2 slash. So instead of doing a -4, -1 like this, which would give me white top, which is wrong, I had to do a 2, 5, which would be kind of like a D2. And then I got black on top. Then for PBL, this is another nice 8 slicer, but unfortunately I kind of freaked out, which wasted a couple seconds. But what I was supposed to do is just hold it like this and do JJ into PJ, PJ. But instead I fumbled around with the angles, and then finally came to here, JJ, and then like this into PJ, PJ with the headlights in front. And then just U prime, D prime. Third scramble, I got a 671. It is left paw, right fist, and it's the bad alg, which is still not terrible. So I held it like this. I did a -4 on bottom, and then a 4 on top, and that gives me good fist fist, which I solved like this. U slash. And then for OBL, this is kind of an ugly one, but it's a pretty nice 4 slicer. It's Yoshi Hazard. The hazard is already held in the correct position, and the Yoshi was pretty close, so I just had to do this directly into the 4 slicer, which goes like this, and then I get good thumb thumb, which is just a nice 2 slicer. And then from here I get UJ, it's just a nice 2 CP alg, and since the bars flipped, I did JJ into JN. So I held the J headlights in front and the U like this. I did JJ, and then I knew that I would have to just do a -2 into JN, and then a 2, 2, or a 2, 3 for ABF. Now for the fourth solve, which was a 670, which was just 100th of a second faster than the previous solve, we have right fist scallop. And I traced odd on this, which means it's like a 2 gen setup to scallop kite. So I held it like this, and U prime slash, and then I had to kind of do an awkward push like this into kite scallop, and then I did 2, 1 slash, D slash. Then I got a really nice 4-slice OBL. This is Good Bird Bird, which is a 4-slicer. So I put this here, this corner edge, and I pair it with this corner right here. Then I do a U, and then I do like a small move to the left, I guess, and then I do another U. So that's a really nice 4-slicer. And then from here I got YA, which is actually a really good PBL. So I should have done a U, which would have been like the optimal pre-ABF, but instead I did like a U2 U prime. And so then I had YA, which is PS, cancel into AJ in the front. So PS, starting with the small moves, and then canceling into AJ in the front. Really nice 7-slicer, and then just U2 prime IDO ABF. Now for the final solve, obviously I was quite nervous with two 6.7s and a 6.3, and I can't believe that I managed to pull off a 6.5, but I did. So this is scallop, left fist, and I got odd. And so even though it's not optimal, I decided to go with the most ergonomic option for me, which started with a U2 and then a 4 on bottom, and then slash, -3, 2, slash, and then just scallop kite. And then from here, this might look familiar to you because just like the last solve, it's bird bird, but this time it's bad bird bird. I recognize that it's bad because if I were to bring up this corner edge pair, you couldn't match it up with the corner. You can only match it up with the other corner edge pair. So this is bad bird bird, which is a 5-slicer. And so I start by pairing up this corner edge pair with this corner edge pair, and then crossing this corner edge pair over the slice like this, and then doing an M, which is just 1-1 or -1-1, and then doing an F, which in this case is a 4-1. And then here I had to do an awkward finger trick to cancel into putting black on top. So I had to do a U2 prime, D prime, like that. Then from here I got KD. What I did here is AJ first, like that, and as you can see that gives me JJ, and I did the JJ plus flip alg. This was kind of a surreal moment for me because I knew it was going to be a good solve, and I just really wanted to not mess up this alg. So I did the JJ plus flip alg, which is like back JJ cancel into NN, and then I just had a U prime ABF, and then I got a 653, which secured a 665 average. So those are the recons of my 665 average. I hope they made some sense to you. The cases were pretty good overall. I think my recognition was good, and my turning and execution were solid, and overall everything just really worked out. So thanks guys for watching. See you in the next one.